Hi boys and girls, we're going to be talking about central message this week, and I just want to do a quick review of what that is. We learned that way back in the beginning of the year. Central message is the lesson or moral that a story teaches us. So we read some folk tales and fables at the beginning of the year, and we stopped to think about what the author wanted us to learn from some of those fiction stories. So we're keeping in mind what a lesson is, okay? A lesson is what the story is teaching us. So from some of our folk tales and fables that we read together, these are some examples of some lessons that we may learn. To always do your best, be nice to others, to tell the truth, never give up, to be a good friend, and to be brave. Those are some examples of some lessons we may learn. So I have a couple of short fables that I would like to read with you. And the first one may sound familiar. We have The Grasshopper and the Ants. One fine day in winter, some ants were busy drying their store of corn, which had got rather damp during a long spell of rain. Presently, up came a grasshopper and begged them to spare her a few grains. "For," she said, "I'm simply starving." The ants stopped work for a moment, though this was against their principles. "May we ask," said they, "what you were doing with yourself all last summer? Why didn't you collect a store of food for the winter?" "The fact is," replied Grasshopper, "I was so busy singing that I hadn't the time." "If you spent the summer singing," replied the ants, "you can't do better than spend the winter dancing." And they went on with their work. So, if I'm thinking or wondering, what is the lesson? What does the author want me to learn from this story? What do you think? Well, I'm thinking that the ants worked very hard all summer. Instead of singing and dancing and enjoying the weather, they worked hard to collect food so that they wouldn't starve during the winter. And Grasshopper spent his whole summer singing. So when it came time for winter, when food was scarce, when there wasn't much around, he had nothing, so he had to beg. So I'm thinking that the ants' hard work paid off. So I would say the lesson that we could learn is that you have to work hard for what you want. Okay? All right, I want to share one more fable with you, but this time I would like you to do the thinking and talk about it with moms and dads or whoever's at home with you, and you think what the lesson might be. What does the author want us to learn from this story? Let me move my Post-it so you can see that beautiful illustration. This one's called The Lion and the Mouse. You may be familiar with this one as well. But let's think about our lesson. A lion asleep in his lair was awakened by a mouse running over his face. Losing his temper, he seized it with his paw and was about to kill it. The mouse, terrified, piteously entreated him to spare its life. He was begging for his life. "Don't hurt me, don't kill me." "Please let me go," it cried, "and one day I will repay you for your kindness." The idea of so insignificant a creature ever being able to do anything for him amused the lion, so much that he laughed aloud, and good-humoredly he let it go. But the mouse's chance came after all. One day, Lion got entangled in a net, which had been spread for game by some hunters, and the mouse heard and recognized his roars of anger and ran to the spot. Without more ado, it set to work to gnaw the ropes with its teeth, and succeeded before long in setting the lion free. "There," said the mouse, "you laughed at me when I promised I would repay you, but now you see, even a mouse can help a lion." Okay, so boys and girls, I want you at home to think about what is the lesson that we learned from this story. What does the author want us to learn? Okay, see if you can figure that out. I will see you soon. I love you so much. Bye-bye.